Welcome back, everyone. We are just past the halfway mark of 2025, and I mean, what a year it's been already. From historic firsts to incredible leaps in technology, the last 8 months have set a wild pace. So let's do a rapid-fire look at the moments that are defining our year.
Okay, first up, let's talk cricket, because this was a story years in the making. After a season that had us all on the edge of our seats, one of the most passionate fan bases in the entire league finally saw their team lift its first ever Tata IPL trophy. What a way to end one of the longest waits in history.
And then you've got science, where India took a truly giant leap in space exploration. We launched the groundbreaking NISAR mission, a really powerful joint satellite developed with, none other than NASA. And on the world stage, wow, India's growing influence was pretty hard to miss, right? Its leadership received the highest civilian honors from several nations, which really signals a year of strengthening those diplomatic ties.
And this year, we finally got an official answer to a really fascinating question. What are we going to call the children being born in 2025? Well, the term is Generation Beta, and it actually marks the beginning of a whole new demographic cohort. We're going to dig into that and a whole lot more right now.
All right, let's kick things off by looking at the key milestones right here at home. 2025 has already brought some huge changes, everything from landmark new laws to some absolutely record-breaking infrastructure projects.
In the world of governance, two really big shifts happened. First, Uttarakhand became the very first state since independence to implement the Uniform Civil Code, which is a truly historic move in legal reform. At the same time, India's judiciary saw a major transition right at the top, with Justice B.R. Gavai being appointed as the 52nd Chief Justice.
Okay, I've got a number for you. 881 kilometers. Any guesses? Well, that is the new record-breaking length of the Vande Bharat Express route from Pune to Nagpur. That makes it the longest in the entire country, and it's a perfect symbol of India's ambitions for high-speed rail. And believe me, the national highlights did not stop there. We saw an absolute engineering marvel get inaugurated, the world's highest rail arch bridge over the Chenab. We also welcomed India's very first Generation Beta baby in Aizawl. In conservation, things are looking up, with the Nilgiri tar census showing some really positive numbers, and of course, at the Republic Day parade, it was Uttar Pradesh's stunning Mahakumbh-themed tableau that took home the top prize.
So all this incredible stuff is happening at home, but at the same time, India is really stepping up its role on the global stage. Let's zoom out a bit and look at the year in diplomacy, defense, and how the world is seeing India in 2025.
Yeah, the diplomatic calendar was absolutely packed, reinforcing some really key alliances. Prime Minister Modi attended the 17th BRICS Summit in Brazil and then the 25th SCO Summit in China. These high-level meetings were also complemented by multiple state honors, including the highest civilian awards from Trinidad and Tobago, Brazil, and Mauritius. It really underscores a year focused on strengthening those international partnerships.
And that same focus on partnership, we saw it loud and clear in our defense cooperation too. Out at sea, our Navy conducted Exercise Slinix 25 with Sri Lanka and Colombo. And on land, our Army joined forces with Uzbekistan for Exercise Dustlik in Pune, building some really crucial strategic ties.
So, with all this going on, how does India actually stack up in some of those key global reports? Well, in the World Happiness Report, India ranked 118th. For gender equality, that's 131st, and in press freedom, 151st. Now, it's really important to remember here that a higher number actually means a lower ranking. So these figures kind of give us a snapshot of some of the complex social challenges that India is continuing to navigate on the world stage.
Okay, let's switch gears and turn to the worlds of art, culture, and sports to celebrate some of the year's biggest winners and the moments that, let's be honest, made us all cheer.
So who were the names and the teams that took home the biggest honors of 2025? Well, let's get into it.
In sports, the biggest story has to be Royal Challengers Bengaluru. They finally did it. They captured their first Tata IPL title. And on top of that, Team India also lifted the ICC Champions Trophy. In film, the National Award for Best Actor was shared by the incredible Shah Rukh Khan and Vikrant Massey. And in a massive moment for Indian literature, Kannada author Banu Mustaq won the International Booker Prize for her collection Heartlamp. Just amazing.
All right, so we've celebrated today's big wins. Now, let's look at what's shaping our tomorrow. It's time to dive into the science and tech breakthroughs that have really defined 2025 so far.
One of the biggest scientific highlights has to be the launch of mission NISAR. This was a landmark collaboration between ISRO and NASA. Each agency brought a key piece of tech to the table. NASA gave us the L-band radar, and ISRO provided the S-band. They were launched together on a GSLV, and their shared mission is a big one, to create this incredibly detailed view of Earth's surface, helping us track everything from climate change to natural disasters.
Hey, remember that Gen Beta baby we talked about earlier, born in Mizoram? Well, this is the official definition. It was coined by researcher Mark McCrindle, and Generation Beta refers to anyone born between this year, 2025, and 2039. It's official. We are literally witnessing the very beginning of a new generation. And that momentum in tech and green energy is just undeniable. Bengaluru became home to Google's largest global campus, Anant. We took a major step towards sustainability with India's first green hydrogen plant opening up at Kandla Port. And in the private sector, Dhruva Space is all set to launch its first satellite on a SpaceX Falcon 9, which marks a whole new chapter for Indian space tech.
Okay, so when you pull all of these different threads together, what have the first 8 months of this year really taught us? It's been a period of just intense activity, and it's setting a very, very clear tone for the rest of the year.
So what's the story of 2025 so far? I think it really is a year of dynamic transformation. We've seen these bold domestic reforms, we've seen record-breaking infrastructure, a much more confident presence on the world stage, and some incredible technological leaps. It's really a story of progress happening on multiple fronts, all at the same time.
These first 8 months have set an absolutely remarkable pace. So the big question now is, what major story do you think is going to define the rest of 2025? Thanks for watching.